Hey, how's it going? So we're here to talk settings for ambient music. On I would say are some of my favorite granular delay and reverb type pedals. 4 pedals that, 2 that I've had for a while and 2 that are fairly new. And what we're talking about is the latest, the DiscomfortDesigns Phantom Limb here, the Mood Mark II by ChaseBliss, the Microcosm by Hologram, and the MatthewsEffects Technician. And I'm just going to let you kind of hear them all, and I'll show you the settings that I've got. What you just heard was a combination of the Phantom Limb and the Mood. So, spoiler alert, if one's great, two's better. The end. You can stop it now. Oh man. But we also have the Nordvang Skyline as the kind of the bass sound of this whole thing. In terms of the overdrive, I'm using my Fender Tele, and the going straight into the Nordvang Skyline here, and then that'll go into we'll separate out these different effects, and then goes into the Stomp XL with what is A30 fawn on the one side and bright on one side, and then normal on the other. And here's what that sounds like. So that's going to be the clean tone that we're going to use, right? With the Phantom Limb here, I've got the delay side set to P, which is pitch. The regen is set to 3 o'clock. The time is set to about 11 o'clock. I've got the mix also set at about 11. The filter is on low pass and is at about 9 o'clock. On the loop side, it's set to 1, which is the 15-second one. Chance is at about 2 o'clock, and length is about 3 o'clock. And collectively, this is what you get. On the ChaseBliss Mood Mark II, I've got it set. The dip switches are this. Miso is on, spread is on, latch is on, no dub, and smooth are both on. On the wet side, I have it set to reverb. The modify knob is at about 2 o'clock. The time knob is at 3 o'clock. The middle switch here is in the middle position, which means that the wet channel is being fed by the input and by the micro loop side. Clock is set at noon. The mix is set slightly above noon. On the micro loop side, I have it at the tape setting. Modify is just past 3 o'clock, and length is at just 2:30. And collectively, so the way you do that, turn on, you can just tap on the wet side and you hold down the micro loop side to get that. And what we get then is this. In some ways that's unfair because you just jumped to stereo and that beautiful sound coming out of that mood. With the hologram microcosm, for this one here, I had the looper off. And, honestly, I had the looper off on this one, and on the Technician, we're not going to use that. We're really only using kind of the micro looper on the mood as a delay with that no dub on. And then with the discomfort, like the phantom limb, sorry, that it's got that looper, but because it's it's kind of a set 15 seconds on what we were using, or you can do 30 or 60. It's not really the same. It's not like a traditional looper where you start stop, so I count that as okay. On the microcosm here, not using that. I'm set to Mosaic 1 setting here, which is by far my favorite, and I think it's fair to say it's a lot of people's favorites. I've got the mix set at about I don't know, about 1:30, 2 o'clock. Filter is all the way dimed, and shape I kind of have it on all the way actually counterclockwise. In that one you can really do to taste. Activity right now I have set at about 1 o'clock. The time on here, let's set it down to the half. Repeat set at about 1, space set at about 11 or so. And if I hold this down, I'll show you. You hold the shift button down, and then you can adjust things. So the reverb time, which is the secondary function of the space, I have it set to number 2 on this one. Mod depth is actually pretty low, is where I like it. And I think the mod frequency is turned off, or all the way low. So the setting that we're then getting there is here. So I'll change up again on the microcosm here. I'm going to lower the effects volume a little bit, lower the mix. I'm going to change the space, the reverb time, all the way to the top, number 4, and bring those mod depths, or sorry, the repeats up a little bit, and switch the shape and increase the activity on that, and maybe drop that filter down a little bit. And then one of my favorite features about the microcosm is its ability to go straight to reverse by tapping this button bad boy right here. And so now it's all reversed. I love the microcosm for the way that it takes so much time to think about what you're playing, how it wants to process that, and send it back out. I've used the word organic before to kind of describe that, and to me, it's one of the only pieces that I have that is very unpredictable in what it does, but is extremely musical in that unpredictability. It is fantastic for swelling into, and it is fantastic for layering with other things. All right, so on the Matthews Technician here, I've got it set to where reverb is on Chasm. The clock is as you see it there at around 10 o'clock. The mix is at 10, and the decay is at about 1. Delay mode, I have it set to granular. Time doesn't count because it's tapped in. Mix is at about 11, and feedback is at about 1. Frequency is at about 1. Looper is off. Now, if I go to the secondary functions and the modulators, I have blue, which, oh man, I'm drawing a blank on what that one is. Forgive me for not knowing what that is, but it's the blue setting, and I have them both, mod 1 and mod 2, up at about 10 o'clock on each. Not too much, and don't have any of the other modifiers on or modulators on, so even though that it's not on. So here's what that sounds like. Well, there you have it. 4 fantastic, incredible granular delay effects pedals that you can, micro loop, get reverb in there, do so many different things. And I hope that has been something that is, it's kind of showed you some of the similarities and differences and ways that you can set these pieces up. Now, I didn't intentionally do this, but I have the 3 here, the microcosm, the mood, and the technician, which are all able to do presets, and they're all able to do MIDI controls. The Phantom Limb does not have MIDI control or preset, so whatever you have on top, that's what you're getting. At $295, it's the least expensive of the bunch. It's US dollars at time of release here, versus the, I believe, $399 on the technician, $399 I believe on the mood Mark II, and $459 I believe on the hologram or the microcosm. So this is the least expensive of the bunch. It is mono, and these are all stereo. What do you think? What would be your favorite? I'm gonna do one last switch, let y'all hear the mood into the microcosm, and we'll go home from there. So thanks again for being here. Until next time, peace.